Please, you have to help me.
In the quiet stillness of a late summer evening in a small town across the United States, Sarah never expected her world to shatter with a single blow. She had always believed she knew her limits until that moment. The argument had escalated quickly, words turning sharp and reckless, until suddenly, her opponent's fist connected with her jaw. The world spun around her, and for a heartbeat, everything was darkness. But what she didn't realize then was that a silent storm was just beginning, one that would test her strength, her courage, and her very sense of what it meant to stand tall. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. Sarah was no stranger to adversity. Like many Americans, she'd faced her share of life's storms, loss, heartbreak, moments of self-doubt. But this felt different. The pain radiated through her skull, a searing ache that blurred her vision. She staggered back, trembling not just from the hit but from a dread she couldn't quite place. The crowd around her hushed, whispers rippling through the gathering like a ripple in a still pond. Some looked on with concern, others with judgment. But Sarah's mind was already racing. How could she possibly respond? Was this the end of her strength, or just the beginning? In that vulnerable moment, her thoughts flickered to her father's words. Courage isn't the absence of fear, but the resolve to move forward despite it. Her hands trembled, but her spirit refused to break. She looked into her attacker's eyes that flashed with anger, and saw her own reflection, fragile yet fierce. She knew she had a choice: crumble and retreat, or stand and fight, not just with fists but with her heart. As the seconds stretched, a sudden hush fell over the crowd again. It was then that she saw him, the man who had once been her mentor, her protector. A Navy SEAL. His presence radiated calm, a quiet authority that seemed to cut through the chaos like a blade. Without hesitation, he stepped forward, his voice cutting through the tension. "Enough," he said, voice steady but commanding. "This isn't the way." The attacker hesitated, confusion flickering across his face. But what happened next was something no one could have predicted. The SEAL moved with a precision born of years in the toughest training in the world. In a single fluid motion, he disarmed the assailant, an almost dance-like sequence that ended with the attacker on the ground, stunned and defeated. It was not just brute strength, but discipline, mastery, and an unwavering sense of justice. Sarah watched, breath hitching, as the man who had once saved lives from distant wars now saved her from a moment of darkness. Her mind swirled with conflicting emotions: relief, shame, gratitude. Why had she been targeted? Was it her fault? The questions burned like fire in her chest. But as she looked into the SEAL's eyes, she saw something else: kindness. A silent reassurance that sometimes true strength isn't about fists or force, but about standing up when it matters most. In the aftermath, the crowd's murmur grew into applause. The tension dissolved into a quiet reverence. Sarah felt her legs tremble, but also a new resolve blooming within her. This wasn't just about surviving a punch. It was about discovering the depths of resilience buried beneath fear. She realized that courage often arrives in the most unexpected moments, when we think all is lost, and suddenly, someone steps in to remind us of our worth. The moral weight lingered like the fading light of dusk. Was it right for the SEAL to act so decisively? Was it fair to confront violence with more violence? These questions stayed with her long after the dust settled. Sometimes doing what's right isn't clear-cut. It's a choice made in the silence of our hearts, in the moments when everything hangs in the balance. And in that quiet, Sarah found her answer. She looked at the man who had saved her, not just from a blow, but from a sense of helplessness, and whispered a silent thank you. Her voice caught in her throat, but her eyes shone with a new kind of bravery. Because true courage isn't about never falling, it's about rising every time. No matter how hard the fall, because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. Sometimes, What seems like the end is just the beginning of a new story. A story of strength, of grace under pressure, of heroes emerging when you least expect them. And sometimes, it's the quiet acts of courage, the simple choice to stand up that change everything. This story of resilience, of American strength, reminds us all that even in our darkest moments, there's a light waiting to shine through. That heroism isn't just for soldiers or warriors. It's in each of us, in every choice to stand up when it matters most. If this story moved you, if you believe in the power of resilience and courage, leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe, because every story has a lesson, and yours is just waiting to be told.